Hello, friends. Welcome to A Little View podcast, the podcast where the perspective may be small, but the conversations are anything but small. I'm Gwen, your podcast host, a soon-to-be dietitian, a health coach, and an advocate. This is a podcast where we talk about things that aren't talked about. We're the voice for the unrepresented. We're having empowering conversations about healing your mind, body, and soul. And we're bringing on guests to share their inspiring stories. This is A Little View podcast. And I just want to say a little disclaimer that this podcast is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor about your own health journey first. And today we have a special guest, Katelyn Phillips Ennis. She is a mom, a wife, and she's a little person herself. I know for me, I can relate to Katelyn's story, and I'm sure so many of my listeners can too. Katelyn, throughout her life, has experienced going on so many yo-yo diets, constantly jumping from one diet to the next. From no matter what diet she was on, she never loved the person she saw in the mirror. She wasn't happy with her body, and she struggled with her relationship with food. That is until one day she woke up and said, enough is enough. I want to love my body, and I want to make changes, but I want to make sure I'm doing it in a way that's honoring my body. But I don't want to explain Katelyn's whole story too much because we're going to dive into that so much throughout this episode. So without further ado, thank you, Katelyn, so much for being on my episode. And I would just love for you to introduce yourself a little bit more for our listeners before we dive into your story.
Hi, my name is Katelyn. I am originally from Western Mass, about 45 minutes west of the Springfield area. I've been in the Raleigh, North Carolina area for probably about 8 years. Me and my husband met long distance. We did long distance for about 2 years, and then I wasn't going to make him come back up north and dealing with the snow. So I ended up moving down here, and obviously I loved it every time that I came down here. So I actually hold my LPN license, which is a licensed practical nurse. I've been practicing for about 10 years. I've had a different array of jobs as far as what my nursing title has held. I've worked in dementia units, medical offices for adult care, and just recently, for about 5 years, I've been working in hospice. I currently am not working nursing. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Just with the price of daycare, it just didn't work out with our schedule. So we just found it to be better that I stay home with Harper, our second daughter. She just turned a year, and our first daughter is 4.5. My fitness journey started about a little over a year ago.
I want to say, being a stay-at-home mom, you do not get enough credit. Like, that is the hardest job, and I don't think anybody understands that. I'm not a mom, but I always say that, like, that job, it's not like a 9 to 5, you clock in, clock out. It's like there all the time. So, kudos to you.
Thanks.
But also, so as I said, your health journey, I would assume, kind of started after you had your daughter. If you could just tell the listeners what kind of initially made you want to have a lifestyle change.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, throughout my whole life, I think, especially being a little person and being a woman, I've compared myself to my other peers throughout my life,
For sure.
especially when I was in high school, college. I've had a lot of not being happy with my weight, not being happy physically, mentally throughout the years. And it kind of just got to the point where it was like, I was so sick of yo-yoing myself pretty much. You'll hear me say, I really despise the word diet because it's like, it's so commercialized, it's so it's just like, it's very negative for me. No one stays on a diet and continues that for the rest of their life.
Sure.
Why can't we just make lifestyle changes that are healthy patterns that continue lifelong for however that may be for somebody? I've kind of always dealt with that throughout my life. And then after I had my second daughter, I was probably at one of my heaviest weights. And I just remember looking at myself in the mirror and not just physically being upset with myself, but not liking the fatigue all the time, not liking mentally where my mindset was. And I really knew I needed to change. And I really had to be my biggest advocate to make that change. No one was going to give this to me. No one was going to do this for me. I had to do it for myself. I had to build a relationship that was healthy enough with food, with loving myself, that if I wanted this, no matter how hard it was going to be, I needed to take steps to get there.
Yes.
Really, like, a month into having Harper, I was like, "Okay, something has to change," and it not only
Okay.
was building new patterns for me that I could click to every day that would become every day, like, you don't even have to think about because you're just doing them. I
Mhm.
had to take away things too, that just really were creating just, like, not healthy lifestyles, like scrolling through your phone, like,
Oh, for sure.
it's negative, like, the amount of stuff
Yeah.
that you see on
Yeah.
social media, and that's not to say that I don't look at Instagram, I don't do
For
the thing,
sure.
but it's like, why not pick up a book? Why not
Yeah.
go
Mm.
outside and take a walk? Why
Yes.
not make a coffee date with somebody and put down your phone and actually talk to them, or bring my kids somewhere to the park and spend time with them? So it's like, that were little adjustments that I had to make to change my mindset.
Yeah.
Um, and then once I kinda, like, was changing it, I was then able to change things that included my food habits, my fitness habits, my
Mm.
physical activity throughout the day, something that could change my mindset, like I said. So, really, it was that one time that I honestly looked at myself in the mirror and I was just like, "Something has gotta give. It's time." And then from there, honestly, it was probably, like, June of last year, I really have held on to it, and I really truly hope I hold it the rest of my life. So
And what was the biggest things you started changing? Like, what was the first things you were like, "Okay," as you mentioned, like, social media and stuff,
mhm.
but what were the first things you were like, "Okay, we're gonna change this?"
Yeah, so, like, a lot of my job, especially throughout my hospice career, very sedentary lifestyle, sitting at a desk, probably 75% of the day, even coming home, making dinner, but then sitting again and, like,
Yes.
watching a show, so I wasn't really getting that much physical activity, and so I started walking every day. I wasn't walking a lot because my body wasn't used to that, so I had to, like, slowly build myself up to how much I'm
Oh,
walking now. But I was walking like a block or two, and then once your body kind of acclimates and gets used to it, like you're able to push yourself and do more. So now I probably do about my goal is about 10,000 to 20,000 steps a day. And do I
okay.
always get there every day? No. And guess what? That's okay because it is what it is. It's life. I would say that's probably about 2 to 3 miles a day for
Okay.
me. And then a second thing I really had to focus on was obviously a healthy relationship with food. In the beginning, I was definitely more so probably in a calorie deficit when I was trying
Mhm.
to really focus on losing the weight. But now I would say it's more so of making sure I get my protein intake, making sure I'm getting a variety of different food. That comes
Mhm.
with like showing my girls that
Yeah,
as well, as far as like what we're eating and what we're eating at
for sure.
dinner. Um, so yeah, a big portion of it was definitely changing my lifestyle as far as the physical aspect of it, and then, um, the food portion of it too. Like, I really had to have a healthy relationship, with food. I mentioned to you prior that I had first started out in nutrition before nursing, but my mindset really wasn't where it needed to be telling people
Sure,
what
sure.
to eat. And I had to learn to love myself, honestly,
Yeah.
before I could be giving people opinions on what to do. Yeah.
I think that is so important, what you mentioned about not only wanting to have a better relationship with food for yourself, but also for your daughters as well. On my podcast, I've showed so many times how I've struggled with an eating disorder for so long. And when I was growing up, my mom often struggled with her body and her relationship with food. And as I got older, seeing her struggle really changed on how I viewed myself in a negative aspect. I think so many times we don't realize how much the little people in our life, and when I say little, I don't mean like little people, I mean like little people as in kids. We don't realize that they're watching us and they're learning from us. So I just think that's such an important topic. And your daughters are really lucky in having a role model that emphasizes the importance of that. When you said you want to have a better relationship with food, what exactly did you mean by that?
Yeah, throughout my yo-yoing through high school and college, I would say there was definitely an OCD aspect to it. Can't have this after dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I have this after dinner, that means I'm not gonna have this, and this tomorrow, or that means I have to
Yeah.
exercise this certain amount of calories off if I'm gonna have it was like, it takes over your brain. It's
For
so
sure.
how your mindset just controls everything. A lot of my journey through this last year was so much mindset shift as far as, like, speaking to myself, honestly,
Mhm. Mhm.
like, "Caitlin, it's okay to have that slice of cake, like, after dinner, like,
Yeah.
maybe I'm not gonna eat the whole entire sheet of cake,
Yeah.
but we can have a slice of cake, it's
Yeah.
okay." And don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I love a good slice of cake, buttercream frosting, and ice cream, like,
Yes.
that is,
Yes.
like, oh my god. And, like, even today, like, we took my daughters to a farm, and, like, we went out for Chick-fil-A, and it's like, just eat what you want, like,
Exactly.
something like that would have bothered me a
For
while ago.
sure.
So I would definitely say, like, I've had my struggles with eating throughout the year or throughout the years, and I think that too comes with a lot of comparison as far as, like,
Right.
seeing other girls, even comparing yourself to, like, other LP women. I think we're
Yeah.
constantly comparing ourselves
For
to
sure.
thinking what sizes we need to be. Do I look like her, or should I look like her? It stinks.
That actually goes with my next question because would you say your journey currently in the beginning was more centered around weight and the scale? Because I feel like so many times in the little people community, there's a lot of pressure to look a certain way or weigh a certain amount. So it can be really hard to block those things out and not to compare yourself to other little people women. So did you ever struggle with comparison as well, especially to other little people women?
Yeah, I think it was literally my biggest goal was to just be healthy and mentally healthy and feeling good. Like, it's one thing to, like, look at yourself and, like, think physically you look good, but, like,
For sure.
I too just I needed to be in a good mental headspace. Another thing too for me, high blood pressure runs in my family, so, like, since I was, like, 27, I've been on blood pressure
Okay.
medicine, and finally, since I've lost weight, I've been able to get off some of my blood
Yeah.
pressure medicine, so it's like, there was a health aspect too of where
Yeah.
was I didn't wanna be on blood pressure medicine the rest of my life, especially being a little person and not knowing
For
where
sure.
my health journey is gonna continue to go. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's just been, like, a lot of different, like, aspects as to why, like, I did what I did. Yes, is the weight loss great for clothing reasons? Like, sure,
Yeah.
but it was more so of I just wanted to be able to feel good, have energy, experience different foods. How I eat now is so different compared to how I eat, but it's more because 'cause I'm eating, like, whole foods or explore more, like, fruits and vegetables, so it's got me into cooking in different areas. I would definitely say there is, like, a weight aspect to it, but I don't think it's fair to say because you're a certain size, you need to be eating a certain
For
portion
sure.
or a certain amount of calories. Everybody's different. I just think the whole thing with little people too is we really don't know what we should be
No.
doing.
No.
That's what we're intaking or what we're exercising or, like, and it yeah, it's sad. I really wish there was more research and stuff on that.
But I think even as you said, I think the important thing is just eating more whole food and seeing those non-scale victories is so important in your journey and in not developing a harmful mindset. Non-scale victories could be like you said, getting off blood pressure medications, feeling better in your body, being able to run around with your kids, and even lower inflammation because as we know, this is very important for little people. What are some of the first changes you began to notice when you started making these changes to your lifestyle?
Yeah, definitely my energy. Just waking up in the morning, I could wake up at 6 o'clock and be like, "Whoa, I feel good." That didn't happen a lot, especially when you have little babies, like,
Yeah.
that are I mean, there was points in our time when Harper was waking up at, like, 3 times during the night, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Uh But yeah, just feeling better energy, more confident, not so much in, like, the way I look, but just because I had that energy, just knowing I could keep up during the day,
For
felt
sure.
good.
Yeah.
And like you said too, a lot of my physical activity is because I wanna keep my body moving so that I don't get inflammation and I don't get
Yeah.
the back pain that might come later in my years. I've been very fortunate as a little person to not have any surgeries other than ear tubes when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I've seen my husband who has had the leg surgeries as far as the straightening. of the legs. And I hope that's something that our daughters never have to experience. But yeah, just keeping up with my body so that I can just stay as healthy as I can, I guess. So
And do you think honestly, in some ways, that you kind of eat more freely now than before? Because before it was like if you would eat piece of cake or if you would eat this cookie, it was like, oh, Caitlin, don't do that. You can't eat that. But now you're like, oh, okay, I'm eating this. I'm healthy.
mhm.
I work out. I'm not working out to lose or burn off the calories. I'm just working out because that's makes me healthy. Like, do you think your mindset with eating and you're able to enjoy foods more now than you were even when you were look different or any of that?
Yeah, I would definitely say like my because my relationship with my physical activity is so good and I enjoy it. I look forward to it.
Mm,
It's not a chore.
yes.
It's not like me pushing myself to do it because I think I have to burn those 500 calories because I ate
Yes.
a cookie. I am definitely at a different mindset. So like for me to have something that people might consider as bad,
Mhm.
um, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm just gonna eat it because
Yeah.
I know, like, I'm gonna walk, but I'm not walking because I'm punishing myself. I'm
Yes.
walking because I actually do enjoy it now. Whereas before, like even before my first daughter, I would say that I wasn't at my healthiest either. Just like again, like just not a healthy relationship with food. So back then, yeah, I definitely would have been like back and forth in my head, like, do I really need this? Like,
Yeah.
can I really do it? And then you eat it and then you feel bad about it the whole entire
Yeah.
night. And it's like I that's not the relationship with food
For
that,
sure.
that you want or
And
with
it's
your
like
body
you're
that
gonna
you
live exactly, and it's like you're gonna live your whole life
mhm,
worrying about that. Like there's so
yeah,
many other things to think about. So yeah,
mhm.
I really like how you change your mindset, but like I said, like you are okay with eating something different.
And it's not to say that there's not days where we go out to eat, like, I'll make certain substitutions as far as maybe instead of french fries, I do get, like, some sort of vegetable,
Yeah.
because, like, I know I'm going out for ice cream later, but
Yeah.
that's balance too. That's not me completely restricting myself.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the mindset is definitely different just because the relationship is just so much healthier.
What
So
would you say are like the 3 biggest things you've told yourself in the past year, year and a half to 2 years that you didn't tell yourself before?
I think, honestly, like, my number one biggest thing is that good things take time. I think my biggest struggle, and I think everybody goes through this that is going through a diet or, like, a
Yes,
lifestyle change, is that they think results are gonna happen overnight.
for sure.
And that's what gets us into that head spin that then makes us fail because
Yeah.
we don't wanna continue to try because the results are not coming quick enough. I
Mhm.
truly had to learn that this was gonna take time and discipline and work if I really wanted to create that healthy mind shift and create that healthy relationship with physical activity, food. It wasn't gonna happen overnight. I really needed to discipline myself. So everybody's journey is different, and I just really vouch for the fact that like no matter how long it takes you, it's okay. If it takes you 6 months, if it takes you a year, it's okay. And then once you finally get there, it's like it was so worth it. That would honestly be like I know you asked for 3, but that's my biggest thing is just, like, I truly had to learn that it is gonna take time, and I think that was another big thing that I was dealing with is just thinking that if results didn't happen overnight, I'm a failure. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm not dropping 20 pounds by next Tuesday, it was like, when I was at my heaviest, like, that was okay.
Mhm.
That was it, like,
Yeah.
I'm not where I wanna be, but, you know, for you to really change patterns when you've been living certain patterns that have not been doing good things for you, it truly does take some time to relearn those. So, yeah, I would say that that's definitely something that I still live to these day, and I try to tell people too when they ask, like, it's gonna take time, but that it's okay.
You mentioned too, though, is everyone's journey is different because you
Mhm,
mentioned that while you were saying that my journey is not gonna be the same as yours,
mhm,
and even your weight loss is not gonna be the same as anyone else's.
right,
Healthy looks different, and so I think you saying that as well is I
right.
think I really like as well.
Yeah, and like I say, like, I don't really love the word dieting because
Yeah,
it's so negative. I don't know.
for sure, I
It
agree.
to have to be on a diet the rest of your life, like, no one's on a diet the rest of their
Yeah.
like, just make healthy habits that last a lifestyle, like, last a
Yeah.
lifelong time.
Yep.
And that was something that I had to learn too, so, yeah.
And what would you say balance looks like for you now?
So I would say I get up, I get the kids ready, I do what I need to do to get them settled for their day. I still like to walk every day. If I don't get the chance to walk, then that's fine. It is what it is. Like I said, not every day's perfect, and I'm not gonna punish myself because I don't get to exercise every day. Eat I would consider a healthy breakfast, trying to eat as much protein as I can throughout the day, getting a good amount of water intake. Yeah, like just creating physical activity for my kids my daughter's in school for most of the week, and then when she comes home, trying to get them outside, they're seeing me walking. My daughter's walking with
Yeah,
my other daughter's in the stroller, so they're seeing, okay, like, the physical activity, like,
for
getting done.
sure.
My oldest is in ballet, she's in soccer, and maybe some nights I'll hang out with my husband and I'll have a cocktail or
Yeah,
we'll go out, but it's it's okay, like, we're not gonna worry about, like, the
yeah,
calories that we're
for
intake.
sure.
My lifestyle right now, I would say I'm really happy with
Mhm,
where I am. I don't think I give myself enough credit as far as, like, the fact that for so long, we're talking, like, years, like I said, like, I just have wanted this for myself, like, so many days saying, "Oh, I wish I could walk outside," but, like, what is stopping me? Like, why wasn't I ever doing it? I would say some of it was a little hesitation as far as just the anxiety of being a little person and,
for
like,
sure, yeah.
doing certain things,
That's
getting judged,
totally valid.
but if this is my life too. I'm not gonna live in
Yeah,
fear of
yeah,
everybody else,
yeah.
what is the use of that? Like, I can't.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm really happy where I am right now. It definitely has led me to things that, like, I would like to see myself go into the future as far as, like, creating a healthy conversation space for women,
Mhm.
just to kinda see, like, what their goals are, and it doesn't have to be fitness or
Yeah,
food related, just to see, like, what do you wanna accomplish in your life? Because it might take time, but you're gonna get there, so and there's other things that, like, I would like to see, like, my physical activity go as far as, like, maybe get into running or do more with my kids as far as, like, their school systems, um, and nutrition and things like that, so where I am right now or what I have learned has definitely, like, broadened different areas for me as well.
and do you because you've mentioned walking a lot, your main s for is that your main form of movement you've enjoyed, learned about, started liking?
Yeah, like, I think I would definitely say that walking is my number 1 physical activity.
Mhm,
I'm trying to get myself into weights just because I really would like to start building muscle now. I'm at a happy place where, like, I don't need to keep losing weight or anything. Just, like, getting toned in some areas. Again, I would try other things. People have talked to me about, like, swimming and stuff like that. I just haven't really gotten into it yet. But yeah, I would definitely say that walking is my main thing. I love doing it outside, whether I'm hiking or just in my
mhm.
development. I have a walking pad at home, but honestly, it's not a
It's
motivation.
boring.
No, it's
No, it's so
boring.
boring.
No,
Yes.
it's not motivating. It's
No,
almost like
no.
punishment. Like,
Yeah, I
just
get so bored. I'm like, "Is this over? When is this over?
same.
I'm
It's
done."
it's not as motivating as being outside, and it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're not gonna do this because 'cause we're not gonna punish ourselves.
Exactly, for sure. I totally get that because I have somebody gave me a walking pad,
Yeah.
and I have a dog, so I'm
Mhm.
walking all the time, but, like, during the really bad snow, I was like, "Oh, during the snow, I'll just use this walking pad." I'm like, "No. I would rather walk in the blizzard than walk on this thing." I hate it. It's so boring.
Yeah, same. It's almost like and 2 for me, when I was in my yo-yoing stuff throughout college and high
Mhm,
school, I was always on an elliptical, and it
mhm.
always brings back memories of that, of
I get that.
thinking I had to burn as many calories
Yeah.
as I
Mhm.
could till I was exhausting myself, so just certain equipment like that for me is just,
For
like,
sure.
not a good
Yes.
headspace, so
I I totally get that. It, like, brings you back to an old Caitlyn, and you're like, "That's
Mhm,
not me anymore. I'm not like
mhm.
that." I
Right.
will say I vouch for swimming because I swim a lot, and
So
I
okay.
absolutely it is the best thing ever because not that, like, I'm totally against weightlifting, but just
Mhm.
because we're little people, um sometimes it can be a little more not that I don't think we shouldn't get muscle, but I also
Yeah.
think it's can be just because of our spines and all that,
Mhm, mhm.
I always am a little leery about that. I mean, I weight lift, but I just am sometimes leery about that. But I like to how you want to create a headspace or like a space for not only you, but for other women, especially
Mhm,
I think other little people women,
mhm,
because as you said, it is so hard when there's not scientific studies on us, there's not nutrition about us. So usually in the little people world, it's like one mindset or the other mindset. It's like really unhealthy, or it's like
mhm,
it's healthy, but super unhealthy because of how healthy it is.
mhm.
So I think that's important to like come together as in, okay, you see me doing this, but in like a healthier way.
Right, yeah, like, when I had posted on I think it was the help page
Yeah.
for Facebook. I honestly didn't really think it was gonna get the attraction it did, and to be honest, it was more so for me to create community and meet friends too.
Yeah.
Because outside of, like, what my husband and I know as far as who we hang out with, when we do go to those LPA events, I don't really talk too much to those girls, so, like, I would love to, like, be able to listen to, like, their journey or, like, even their
Yeah.
journey as moms or what their relationship with food is or what they're teaching their kids. My hope is that at some point I can create some sort of Zoom meeting where we
For
meet and
sure.
just like just chat, just
Yeah.
be there for each other and like I said, hopefully create friendships that when we do meet in person, like it's easier to be like, "Hey, like
For
I talk
sure.
to you every now and then." So it's like, yeah, like I hope I eventually do get to do something like that.
I know we talked a lot about what has changed, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper. Did you gain confidence that you never expected you would gain when you started this journey?
Yeah, I would say I gained more confidence as far as, like, feeling good about myself. I had so much energy and knowing that, going for a two-mile walk isn't gonna, like,
For
exhaust
sure.
me or kill me after a m
Yeah.
whereas a year or 2 ago, yeah, it would have been so hard for me. My mom is average height, my sister's average I come from an average height family. So when they would come and visit me, my mom was always walking, and it's like, just to keep up with her, it was so hard because her 1 step is my 2, 3 steps.
For sure.
But now it's like, it's easier. So, like, that builds confidence too, that, like,
Yeah.
I I know that my body can, like, keep up. Like, physically, am I happy with myself? Yeah. Like, I like that my clothes fit
For
better,
sure.
but it honestly was not for that because it's like, at the end of the day, like, I think everybody should think positively of themselves
For sure.
no matter what their physical being is or what they look like. I mean, we just see so many different people in this world, especially going to those LPA events and just seeing everybody and being like, wow, she's beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
you really think like confident of herself. And it's like, you just never know what people are going through. It's sad. But yeah, like, I definitely am more confident, but I think it's more so of a mental thing
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Just
But
my,
I'm sure it's nice to walk by a mirror, be like, "Okay, Caitlin, like, I see you. You look hot today." Because I'm sure before you're like, "I hate myself. I need to go on another diet. I shoulda not had this."
yeah, like, I definitely probably did have a lot more negative things to say about myself
Mhm.
back then, like like I said, even before my first daughter, I was not at a healthy space, um, so yeah, like, I would definitely say, like I said, like, my clothes are fitting better, just being in a better headspace in general, honestly, that I'm not having those negative thoughts about me, but yeah, again, it wasn't all for the physicalness of it. I hope I can live these lifestyles, like, for the rest of my life
Yeah.
and bring them to my daughters so that they know that they can live a healthy lifestyle too. So, yeah.
Especially because your daughters are icons as well, right?
Yeah, so my husband has achondroplasia. Our daughters both have achondroplasia as well. Yep.
And I think you mentioned so many important advice throughout this whole podcast episode. But my last question I love to ask all my guests is if there was someone, but obviously with a different situation, but if someone came to you and wanted three pieces of advice to start living a healthier lifestyle, what would you tell them?
I would first tell them to love themselves. Um, a lot of my journey was yes, like, it was for myself, but, like, I truly, like, I had to love myself. One of my favorite quotes, honestly, is, "In order for me to be 100% for you, I have to be 100% for myself." And I truly do believe in that, like, taking time for yourself, you will put better into other people.
Yeah.
And again, as I mentioned earlier, that things take time and that's okay because
Mm,
everybody's journey is different. And I think my last thing would be is just to not live life in fear. I think for a good portion of my life, especially in high school and college, I definitely lived a life worrying about what other people thought about me.
yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of little people
Mhm.
go through this, but it's like you were put on this earth, just live your best life. Do whatever you want to do.
And I know I said this was my last question, but I did want to say is I really liked how you mentioned one of the things you wanted to be healthy with in your like health journey
Hmm.
is being off social media because I think that plays a big part in your mental. Like since I've been off school right now, I've noticed I've been scrolling more. And as I'm scrolling more, I'm like, oh, she's so much prettier than me. I'm like, no, wrong, wrong. Scroll, no,
Hmm.
wrong, we're done, let's do something else because I think it's just so detrimental.
Right. When I was at my lowest point, not weight wise, just like mentally. Like I can
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
waking up in the morning, like I would put my phone on the counter on the kitchen counter, and I would just scroll TikTok, like just
Mm,
looking endlessly at things. I just wasted like 30 minutes of my day not
yes,
doing anything productive, comparing myself, buying
yes,
stuff that I did not need because everybody's
yes.
promoting this, and this.
Yeah,
It got to the point where I deleted TikTok. I couldn't do it
yeah,
anymore. It was taking
yeah,
time away from myself, my kids, me
yeah,
being there in the moment.
yeah,
Um, I'm still on Instagram. I don't really like post, but I do stories. And I know people use social media for their jobs and like whatever, and it can be a great tool and it's awesome. It brings us connected to each other, but it can also be very negative, especially in these
for sure.
day of ages. And I worry for my daughters, like what
Mm,
they're gonna grow up with, and that was definitely one of my biggest changes that I had to make is just finding different outlets to
yeah,
use my time with. So, like, I read a lot. Like I said, like, the walks obviously help
for
or,
sure.
like, just, like, taking the time with my kids.
Well, thank you so much for being on my podcast today and just talking about your health journey, sharing a little bit more of who you are as a person and your mindset. Because again, I think, like we both said, that's about 50% of a health journey is changing your mindset. So, thank you so much for sharing your insight. And I will be looking forward to it. And I know so many other people will too. Is when you start something, I will be one of the first people in there, sister. So
Yay!
I will be cheering you on and ready for that when that happens. Thank you again. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you got something out of this. Make sure to like and subscribe and share for more episodes. And I'll see you next time on A Little View. Bye.